Hey everybody. So today we're going to talk about how to organize your Google Drive. All right. I know already you're thinking, why do I need to organize my Google Drive? I can find everything that I need just by searching for it. Part of the problem is that a lot of students don't even name their documents. So you have 35 documents named Untitled 1, Untitled 2, Untitled 3. And so that makes it really hard to find what you're looking for. And the longer you own your Google Drive, like if you are going to plan on going to PRS for high school, that's going to be a lot of stuff that is disorganized, accumulated over the last potentially 6 years of your middle school and high school experience, which is not ideal. So it's really important that you keep your Google Drive organized so that you can quickly find things. Some students have a really bad habit of deleting and getting rid of things from their Google Drive, which is never a good idea until maybe the school year is over, because I've had students delete files that were turned into PowerSchool, and then later when I tried to open them, I couldn't gain access to them, and they had to redo that assignment because they didn't have it. So I would recommend not deleting files from your Google Drive until you're really, really sure you're not going to need them anymore. And lots of students like to hang on to some of their works from their younger middle school and early high school experiences, because later on in high school, you might be asked to put together a portfolio of your learning experience, and having that information available to show what a writing sample maybe looked like when you were in 7th grade compared to what your writing samples look like in 12th grade to show how much you've changed and grown. And for student-led conferences, assuming that we get to do those this year, you're going to want to have samples of your work to be able to show that same growth progression. So you want to keep your Google Drive documents intact, and you also want to try and keep it organized. So I'm going to share my screen with you so we can take a look at how that works. So I have created a fake student Google account so that I could have just a clean and empty one. If you're brand new to PRS, maybe yours looks like this. And if you were here last year, maybe it's already a little organized, or maybe it's a ginormous mess. Hard to say. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you don't have them already, I would like you to create folders for each of your classes. And in particular, I definitely need you to have a science folder. Once you have that science folder, I would like for you to share that folder with me. You can put in my email address, jpashkow@pacificridge.org, and you can, that way I will have access to your science folder for all sorts of things. And you'll see as we get a little bit farther along, one of the things that will be in that folder will be a homework or a notes-taking document that will contain all the notes for everything that you take notes in my class for the entire year. And so we will be able to create that document and put it in here, and you'll share that with me as well. Some other tips that are helpful. So let me just make a couple other folders just so that we can have a few things in here to work with. Let's do one more like that. Okay, so now we have a couple of different kinds of folders. So one of the things that I like to do with my folders is I like to color code them so that it's easy for me to locate the folder that I am looking for. Whatever color scheme works for you is fine. Once you have some folders in here, and let's say you have a bunch of documents down here, you can simply just drag the documents into the folders that you want to. Even over here, you could drag a document from this area over to this area if you wanted to drop it into one of those folders. So getting your Google folder organized, if you've already have one and it's kind of a mess already, it doesn't take that long. Something else that you might want to do is create a folder for everything that you did last year, let's say, if you're returning to PRS, and then take all of the stuff that you had from last year, and you can hold the shift key down while you click on it, and it'll highlight a bunch of things at once. And then you can drag all of the stuff that you have into last year's, and then make a new folder for this year. And then inside that folder is where you would put, let's say, this year's science folder. so that your folders are nice and organized. And then yes, you can still also color code your various grade levels, and then you can keep adding to them as you continue through your time at PRS. And then just a good thing to know, not everyone realizes that there is this shared with me option over here on the side, which if I share a document to you and you are unable to find it, you can find it here. And then once I've shared it with you, you can go ahead and organize it however you want. So rather than leaving it in the Share with Me folder, you can actually drag it into your own folder so that it's in a place where you know where it's going to be. Okay, that's it for this one. Making sure that your Google Drive is organized is super important. So go ahead and spend some time right now getting your Google Drive organized and creating that science folder and sharing that folder with me, okay?